Hello everybody, this is General Yanis, and today I will be looking at the orcs that will be coming Toughness 5. So is this a goodbye to bolter, must bolter fire? Let's take a look. So today, the 1st of June, it's the first day of the summer month and the month where I have my birthday, so always one of my favorite months of the year where the summer starts. But yesterday, Warhammer community revealed that the orcs will be increasing their toughness to toughness 5. So first, in this video, I will be taking a quick look at the stats and how many more units now are becoming toughness 5. And then I will be looking at death card weapons and their efficiency and the fit to fight against the toughness 5. So with no further ado, let's take a look. So looking at the stats, so the iconic Ork boys will be toughening up, going from previously toughness 4 to toughness 5. They will still have 1 wound and 2 attacks, and 3+ weapon skill, 5+ ballistic skill, but now the toughness 5 gives them much more durability versus common strength 4 weapons. The Beast Snagga boys, the new unit that is even a bit tougher, will also, on top of the toughness 5, also have a strength 5. They can do a better damage and hits with versus vehicles and monsters, and they also will have a 6+ invul save. So with this move, orcs are yet another army to be moving into now the club of T5, which now starts to be not so exclusive. So in the toughness 5 club, of course, we have the death guard, and of course the toughness 5 for as a base for the death guard was also the signature of death guard, but now more and more other armies are also getting into toughness 5. Of course, Custodes also has been toughness 5. Now the orcs will be moving into the toughness 5. More and more space marine units with the Gravis armor are getting toughness 5, like the heavy intercessors, all the Gravis eradicators, aggressors, etc. The Admech, the Cataphron troops also is toughness 5. The Immortals in the Necrons is also toughness 5. So the list is growing, and let's see how many more will be moving up to the toughness 5 bracket. In toughness 4, we have the regular Space Marines, the Chaos Space Marines, the Grey Knights, then the normal Necrons, the Tyranids, and Demons are toughness 4 or lower. And in the toughness 3, we have the Eldar and Dark Eldar. The Dark Eldar don't suffer so much from toughness 3 because they have the open-topped transports. We have Imperial Guard, the Tau, the Skitari, the Battle Sisters, but they also have a lot of shenanigans with their miracle dice. We have also a lot of the Tyranids and a lot of the Demons, but more and more seems to me at least is getting buffed to toughness 5. So what is the efficiency of weapons versus an Ork Horde toughness 5 infantry? So looking at the stats of the orcs, the ideal weapon to take out a massed unit of, let's say, big unit of Ork boys would need to have a high number of shots with high strength, 5+, preferably, or even higher. Damage 1, there is no need to have very high damage since they only have 1 wound. The AP, the armor piercing of the weapon is quite irrelevant. Just having 1 or 0, the saves are not so good. So it's more a massed type of fire that is needed with damage 1, but massed with multiple shots, but and the AP doesn't matter so much. So looking now at the move to toughness 5, the strength 4 weapons will suffer, and this is a lot of these bolter and combi bolter weapons. We have a typically strength 4, and now that will be wounding on 5+, so only 33% chance to wound on a hit. Previously, it would have been a 50% chance. For death card, we have our contgion that can bring the toughness down to toughness 4, especially in melee. That will be the case, and it will be helpful. And of course, that can help us to bring down the toughness even shooting if we have a forward unit. So our shooty units still can fire quite effective firepower to the orcs. So looking here, a quick check on select death card weapons versus an Ork Horde Toughness 5, let's say Ork Boys, or Toughness 4 with Contagion. So here I'm looking at the shooty weapons. We have here the Bolter, we have number of shots, strength, AP, and damage. So before, if a bolter weapon, for example, a plague marine shooting two bolter shots, would be doing let's say 0.6 wounds versus a toughness 4 horde, but now it will be doing 0.4 versus the toughness 5. So if we have 10 plague marines with bolters, we would be able to kill 4 orcs, and that's probably not really enough if you have a big horde of 20 orc boys heading your way. The combi bolter of our Blightlord Terminators, of course, can do basically double damage. They have 4 shots, but still, if you consider 10 Blightlord Terminators with combi bolters, you have 40 shots. You would be killing 7 Orc Boys, but that's for a whooping cost of the unit of 400 points. Of course, our bolter weapon can still benefit from the plague weapon stratagem, allowing for rerolls. We can have Arch Contaminator. We can give them AP -1 with inexorable contagion. We can give them +1 to wound with stratagems. We can do something, of course. The blight grenades are interesting in short range because they are blast weapons, and against the horde you would get a maximum of 6 shots if they are, let's say, 20 orc boys. Still, versus toughness 5, the damage is significantly reduced from a blight grenade. The havoc launcher is an interesting cheap blast weapon. Typically you can take it for our vehicles, just paying 5 points more, but it's also strength 5, so shooting at toughness 5 the wounds go down. Now the spewers and plague flamer weapons are very interesting against hordes. And we have D6 shots from a spewer, strength 5, AP -1, and damage 1. So the AP -1 is helpful because it doesn't give the orcs any save. So here we can do, let's say, 2.7 wounds on toughness 4 orcs, but if they are not in contagion, we are doing 2 wounds, still quite much improvement from bolter fire. And then we come to the jack of all trades, the Contemptor with the Volkite Culverin. One of the twin Volkite Culverins with 8 shots would be able to do 4 wounds on an Orc Horde, including the mortal wounds. So strength 6 and 7 are basically not affected by the move from toughness 4 to toughness 5. They will still be wounding on 3 pluses. And here we have the Blight Launcher. It's a good weapon, basically not affected by the toughness 5, but damage 2 gets wasted against the wound 1 target, so they will be doing 1 wound on average with the Blight Launcher, still twice the efficiency compared to a bolter fire. And then we have the speeders, which is really a good weapon. D6 speeders, normally our vehicles have 2, so 2d6, but here I just calculated with 1 weapon. So this is as an optimal profile versus orcs, so strength 6, AP -1, damage 1. So the AP -1 doesn't give them a save, so it will be killing 2.7, regardless of toughness 4 or toughness 5, 2.7 orcs. So a Plague Burst Crawler with speeders or 13 Bloodborne with speeders will be doing twice this, so killing 5 hordes, 5 orcs just from the speeders here. So a really good weapon against a horde type enemy and with a proper strength bracket. The Reaper Autocannon is an interesting weapon for the Blightlord Terminators, having 4 shots, and against the horde it's better to have the 4 shots damage 1 than the Blight Launcher 2 shots of damage 2. But of course for Marines the Blight Launcher could be better, but the Reaper Autocannon can do 2 wounds, so basically it's like twice the efficiency of the Blight Launcher, and it has AP enough to not allow the orcs a save. The plasma gun not very optimal. The high AP doesn't really give us anything. We can do similar damage like a Blight Launcher if we are at closer range, let's say for the rapid firing to shoot 2 shots. And then finally the Plague Burst Crawler Mortar is a good anti-horde weapon. It's a blast weapon, strength 8, This one will suffer from toughness 4 to toughness 5. If the enemy is in contagion, it can kill four orks. If it's within, if it's the enemy is not within contagion, it will be killing 3 orks. So, but we still have some good options. So the Plague Flamer weapons work well. The Blast Mortar is good against hordes. The Volkites seem to be doing a good job in any occasion, and the Reaper Autocannon in this case versus a 1-wound enemy is better than the Blight Launcher for our Blightlord Terminators. In melee, there is not a very big impact from going to toughness 5, let's say, because we will be wounding on toughness 4. The enemy will be in contagion range in melee, so lots of our weapons will be working well in melee due to the -1 contagion. Here we can see the Plague Knife. The Demonic Blade for the champion is of course a better option versus the Orks, and it's for free for the champion, so he has 3 attacks with a Demonic Blade. For the Death Shroud Terminators, the Reaper Scythe is really good, giving double the number of hit rolls for the attack, so 8 hit rolls and a good profile of Strength 5, AP -1, and Damage 1. So it will be killing, let's say, 1 Death Shroud Terminator will be taking out 4 Orks in combat with this profile. So a group of 3 will be taking out 12. Combine it with some leadership modification of the Terminators, and this Ork horde will probably be running away very soon. The Flail of Corruption is also a good weapon for example, the Plague Marines or our Blightlord Terminators. Strength 5, AP -2, damage 2, and it will be doing 3 wounds on average versus the horde type. If we use the Haze of Corruption stratagem to allocate all damage, then this damage will be doubled. The Bale Sword and the Bubotic Axe for the Blightlord Terminators, or Bubotic Axe for Marines, is also quite good. The axe here is a bit better if you're fighting a toughness 6 opponent coming down to toughness 5. So 1.6 wounds on average here per weapon. And then finally the Flesh Mower is really strong. 12 attacks with strength 7, AP -2, and damage 2 will be doing 6 wounds on average. But of course you are losing some damage. The Flesh Mower is more optimal versus 2 wound models, but doesn't allow our weapons here don't allow the Orks any saves here. So as I said, lots of weapons work well in melee because we are getting the benefit of the -1 toughness from bringing down the Orks back to toughness 4. The scything profiles, remember to use those. The mower is good, and all of our core infantry weapons are basically good. A unit with Plague Knives, Flail of Corruptions, etc., will be able to take out a big units of Orks. So some summary and final thoughts. The Ork toughness is getting boosted to toughness 5, especially in shooting. Some strength 4 weapons will be suffering, and a lot of armies might have difficulties dealing with a lot of toughness 5 models on the table. The good Death Guard shooting options versus toughness 5 hordes are the Plagueburst Crawler with Speeders is especially good, using the Blast Mortar, having the Speeders. The Blow Drone with Speeders is also good. The Speeder seems to be, let's say, an optimal weapon to face this type of hordes. Contemptors with Volkites would work basically against any unit, but you might not want to use those to fight the Ork boys. The Blightlords with the Reaper Autocannon, and also even our Bolter Fire being strength 4, we can still buff it. We have strats to make them plague weapons. We can maybe get rerolls. We can get +1 to wounds, +1 to hit. We can have the Sigil of Decay. We can put the Enemy of Contagion, but it needs a bit more to be able to be very efficient, as opposed to, for example, the Speeders. In melee, we have naturally good Death Guard options for good melee damage, and the Contagion will bring the Ork down to toughness 4. Our infantry should be able to fight well. with their plague knives, their flails, the axes and swords, the scything profiles for many attacks. If we have the foul blight spawn, we can fight first and wipe out a lot of the orcs in close combat before they can do a lot of damage themselves. Arch Contaminator, Warlord trait would help for rerolls, especially for plague knives, for example. And then, of course, the Bloatron with the Flesh Mower is always potent in melee. So with these words, this concludes this rather short video on the Toughness 5 Ork Boys. What do you think about this escalation of toughness that we are seeing in the game? What do you think about facing a lot of Ork Boys with Toughness 5? Yeah, please leave some comments below. If you like this video, please press like and subscribe to my channel, where I will be bringing you more Death Card contents and following up on all the other army developments and how Death Card is affected by new rules. And if you want to support my efforts further, please visit my Patreon page and take part of discussing the roadmap and ideas for the coming videos. And with these words, General Yanis is signing out. Stay safe out there, and bye-bye.